Hello, I'm Danica, and I work as the operations manager for Deaf Spotlight. I am so excited to welcome you here to speak with you about the BIPOC Deaf Art Grant. You might wonder what that is, but before we get into that, I want to describe myself. I'm a white woman with dark glasses and curly dark hair, bright earrings, a gray shirt with a bright white background. Now turn it over to you, Patty.
Thanks, Danica. I'm Patty Lang, Executive Director for Deaf Spotlight. I'm thrilled you want to learn more about this and that you're interested in applying. I'll give a visual description. I'm an Asian woman with brown hair in a bun. I have a light blue shirt with a dark jumpsuit on, and I have different Deaf Spotlight posters behind me on a wall. First, I will talk about Deaf Spotlight and what we are. We've been in operation for 13 years. We wanted to feature deaf culture and the arts, and we want to make a difference for BIPOC deaf, deaf-blind, deaf-disabled, and hard-of-hearing artists across the U.S. to be able to thrive in the challenging arts field.
Well, you might be wondering how you could qualify for this grant. Well, we do have a list of criteria. First of all, you have to be BIPOC. You also have to be deaf, deaf-blind, deaf-disabled, or hard of hearing. You have to be an artist and create your own original art. You have to live in the United States or in one of the US territories. Basically, you have to have an address in the States. You have to be at least 18 years or older when the grant monies are dispersed, which would be by September 30th. If you apply now and you're not 18 yet, that's perfectly okay. Just so long as you turn 18 by September 30th, you will qualify.
Ineligibility means what would disqualify you from getting a grant. We have different criteria. If you're at all involved in Deaf Spotlight for the year of 2024, you would not qualify. If you live outside of the US and the US territories, you would not qualify. And if you've already been awarded a grant within the last 3 years, you would not be eligible. Also, if you submit an application that's incomplete, we would not be able to accept that. If you submit an application with no samples or more than 3 samples of work, you would not be eligible. And also if you submit an application past the deadline.
Now, you might wonder what the application process looks like. Well, you need to submit us a recording of yourself with a bio, and then we also require a separate document for us to read. Now, on the form, we can have a person sign those questions to you if you prefer, and then we want to do a recording, and we'll want you to read through all of the criteria so that you might understand what the process is like, and then you can follow along.
What can you use the award money for? It could be used for your project, direct expenses, any fees or wages you pay. It could be for supplies or materials, equipment or the rental of space, for insurance, licenses or permits. It could be for transportation, for publicity, marketing, any sort of photography or videography, training or accessibility needs.
What you cannot use the award for: to purchase materials that are not related to your art, paying for university or college tuition, for government-run programs, degree granting institutions like an associate's, a bachelor's, or a master's degree, anything related to a religion, fundraising, or gifts, and you cannot use it for political campaigning. Those are areas that you are not allowed to use that grant money.
Grant criteria. How do we screen these applications and whittle them down? We have 3 areas we look at: vision for the grant award, how you plan to use the money, your experience and potential for how this money will help you move along in your career, and artistic growth, how the money will benefit your work. Let me say more in depth about each area. In terms of the vision for the grant award, you must show that you have a need for this money and how it will support your work. Secondly, experience and potential. We want to see the strength of your work. We want to see your portfolio throughout the years, the history of your work from beginning to end. And also artistic creativity and growth. We want to see your journey through your art and your craft through time. We want to see a clear path of your work, the themes you explore, and what you intend to focus on.
Well, I want to share with you what the timeline is. Once we receive your application, as of October 1st, we will start screening the applications. Make sure you meet the criteria. We'll hand it over to the screening committee. They will review and strategize, and then that'll move it over to all of the reviews. We will rank and score them and cover all the areas that Patty just mentioned. And we will rank as far as what we think the best submission is. Due date will be in September. As of September 30th, we've been accepting applications since April. Once we receive that, through the whole month of October, we'll do our screening, and then we will announce our selection during November. Good luck. We hope that you submit an application. And if you want more information, please look at our website. The address is here. If you have any further questions, send an email, and the email address is here.